Hi guys, it's Anne. It's Saturday night. I thought I would come on and do a video. I'm having a little glass of wine and I'm thinking of all of you as we navigate some huge energies. I mean, it is a very intense time right now. The past few days have been extreme, honestly. It's taken me down a notch. I've had to kind of lie down and take a couple naps. I mean, it's just so much. There's a lot of people who are sort of coming online here, coming into their beginning of their journey. There's also so many of us and everybody all really at different stages. So it's hard to do these updates. I mean, from my perspective, we're hitting huge shifting opportunities here. So whatever terminology or words we put around it, it's really talking about the massive change in the collective mindset. Sort of the truths are coming out. We're rediscovering who we truly are, right? So we're learning about so many aspects of self that have been hidden. So much we have learned in our lives through programming, through repetitive patterns, through projected energies, through experiences we're meant to experience for some really big hardships. I mean, these are all of the ingredients of personal growth. This trip here on Earth is meant to take you into many different directions, certainly, and stretching ourselves to the max. So a lot of this is being felt right now by so many people, and I know how hard it is. You know, I've been there. I've been in the darkest places you can imagine. I have experienced so many different aspects of myself and some very scary dimensions I've been in as well at the time. But as we rise, as we grow, as we shed, as we learn, as we allow ourselves, truly allow ourselves to experience the pain, right? To release the pain, to cry through it, to understand it, and then eventually to release it, we start to see the beauty in the process. We start to see the work, why that work is so very important. And everything here is a choice. It's your free will to experience this as you may. We're taking on this journey. We've chosen to take on this journey. And it is just a wonderful experience. Once we get to the point, or when we allow more correctly, when we allow ourselves to surrender more to the fact that this is what my purpose is here. So right now, we're getting huge influxes. I mean, the upgrades are friggin' massive, right? We are crown chakra activations like crazy is what I'm experiencing. I mean, many different aspects of the physical upgrades are insane. You know, I don't talk about them, but yes, there's so many different points within my body structure that has been feeling this and does feel this. But I just keep pushing through it because that, to me, is the mission here. It's really to kind of surrender to the process, but to keep growing and to keep learning about who I really am. And that is truly the beauty of this. So it's to bring your focus back to understanding self. We get so inundated with the distractions right now. It's crazy. I mean, there's so many, and I sound like a broken record, but the opportunity is huge right now. We've got all of these wonderful Scorpio energies, you know, with the Sun and Neptune in Scorpio among a stellium. This is what I'm kind of used to, but it's a big transformational energy. There's a lot of insights, higher consciousness, mystical realms, that we are able to tap into. Oh, yes, there's so much coming through from the Ascended Masters, from the Akashic Records, things that are providing us huge clues and information and guidance. This is where you have to really pay attention to clues, right? You have to be, a lot of Scorpio is about is about analysis, right? It's about research, and it's digging kind of into what's behind it. It's finding truths. That's a lot about Scorpio. Sometimes is misaligned, you know. It's so much about kind of digging into the depths behind truth. And that's kind of what I feel like a large part of my role has been, is to understand things at that level. And when we start peeling away the layers, we start to see things so much differently. We are definitely not who we think we are. And it is a bit of a shock when you start to realize that initially. And it is, there is a lot of cognitive dissonance there. That separation between what you believed and the truth is, wow, the gap is massive. We start to close that gap. We start to really work through some of these energies that are holding us back. So our belief systems, really, for the most part, are these old inundated belief systems, which are really holding us back to our true, huge, beautiful, divine capabilities, which have been hidden from us. And so many of us now are feeling more and more, we're learning more and more about ourselves. More and more people are talking about this and sharing their stories, and it is fabulous. So this is all being felt out in the collective right now. And this is why I talk about reaching a crescendo. Well, it just keeps on keeping on in terms of this growth and this self-healing process and this self-discovery and learning and coming into your power. So many empaths are stepping up to the plate and realizing there's so much more to them than meets the eye as well. It's the feeling energy which is running the show. This is where the power is. We've been taught to believe that that is emotional stuff is not important. We've been kind of taught to believe that the masculine energy is the brains and the brawn and the power that we should all listen to, the patriarchal energy. But what is becoming clear is the feminine power. It's kind of like there's two aspects to it. There's sort of the soft, intuitive, empathetic kind of energy, but there's also behind that this warrior, right? And the two have to work together and combine. And yes, that is a lot also of the Scorpio energy. You know, we feel so very deeply, but there is a limit. There definitely is a limit. So we're all playing in this field right now of depth and understanding. We're feeling, like the word implode is coming to mind. There is huge collapses occurring. There's so much behind the scenes that is happening right now. You have no idea. There is just smoke and mirrors that is occurring to keep us off this track. And what's really most important right now is to stay in alignment, is to watch and protect your energy, to recognize your power. And the manifestation is happening rapidly right now. So remember, you know, this is going to be feeling very, very different than you're used to. You are in charge of the energy. It's a very fast changing time, yes, but your energy management is key. So set your intentions, keep focused on being present and understanding how powerful you are. Recognize that your feelings are telling you something very, very important, and it's not to be disregarded. There are so many messages coming through. We have to, you know, you got to be able to put some of these pieces together. A large part of this process is finding your own keys, is finding your own messages, is looking, picking up the rocks and looking underneath them, almost literally sometimes, and finding out what the message is that is there for you. And it is a journey of picking up all of these different messages, putting them together, understanding what they mean to you, and getting these aha moments of clarity and of understanding, in some cases, your true purpose. So don't rely on someone else to do this for you. You have to stand strongly in your sense of self, in your sense of knowing, and in your own power, and take steps forward, even if it scares you, especially if it scares you. Walk through the fear and you will see it's not nearly as bad as you thought it was. But yes, we have to remain strong here because we're needed, right? This whole process is about we are going to be a support system going forward. We are setting the standard really for New Earth. This has never been done before. So yes, of course we're going to feel uncomfortable because we don't really know exactly what is going to happen next. All we know is that we are coming from a place of love and our heart is guiding us here. Our heart is the compassion and the love. And there's many different energies that exist out there, and we have to really, protect ourselves. That's important, to really share your energy only with those who deserve it. Energy and your frequency is something to be really taken a little more seriously than you probably have in the past. So really start paying attention to who you're feeling comfortable around, and not, certainly not in judgment, but just knowing where to kind of draw this energetic boundary. And that is something that we learn as we move through this tremendously changing process of transformation and moving into self-awareness and higher consciousness. So yeah, guys, crazy time. Some of us may be feeling a little bit of emptiness because we've shed so many layers. We've lost a lot of attachments. We're kind of not sure exactly where this is all going. And that is a good thing because it's leaving the door open for the universe to deliver to you that which will blow your mind. So believe in the huge possibilities of kind of miracles and even magic. We're also finding, which is very cool energy, again, if you take the time to slow down and tap into this, is a physical alignment, is physical releases. So where we physically had some burdens, perhaps, some pains, we are going to be, many people are going to be feeling this big release of that energy and feeling better physically. So again, this is part of this process part of its intention, remaining in a positive perspective, to not fall back on old stories of and being and walking in your new shoes. Essentially stepping in and behaving like you already have that power. Be who you wish to become is a term that always comes to my mind. And that reminds me to keep acting in the way that I want to be, and not let these old patterns drag me back. Now, having said that, we're all human. There's nobody perfect here. This is all trial and error. We learn what works and what doesn't work. We fall backwards, we move forwards. There is no perfect scenario. There is no one that really knows an absolute as to exactly what is going to happen. It is a growing collective growth process we're all going through here. We know that we're all working together. We know we are moving ourselves into much higher frequencies. We can feel shifting. Dimensional shifting is something, again, these words are just don't explain the feeling, but awake and sleep is we're moving through different dimensions no matter which one you're in. Sleep patterns are kind of all over the place. Work can be done in those moments. This is really, really important to remember here, and where your brain is slowed right down and you're lying in bed and you can't sleep. These are opportunities, huge opportunities to set intentions, to do mind work, to really start to put in the positive affirmations to override the negative programming. I do this a lot. I wake up the next day and don't really remember what it is I affirmed, but I just make it a subconscious activity to, when I'm in that in-between awake and sleep phase, to make use of that time and to put in some positive stuff. And that's made the world of difference for me. There's so many tricks when it comes to kind of energy management. You got to find out what works for you. And the other thing is, this process is different for every single person. The realities that what I'm seeing as, multidimensional, what I'm seeing and what I'm reflecting isn't necessarily going to be what the next person does or the next person does. So we're all actually reflected, whatever we choose to see, whatever our particular belief systems is. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is what this is really all about. We are creating our own realities, right? That is how this process works. We are consciousness, becoming aware of itself. This is crazy stuff that's going on right now, but it is also powerful to experience when you've shifted so many times and your life has changed, that you feel like a brand new version of yourself. So new beginnings are at hand for so many people. I hope I did this justice. It is really difficult sometimes to put into words, a linear perspective, describe what is happening, but it is big, right? It just is, I'm so glad that I get a chance to share this with you. I love to hear, obviously, always your input. But yeah, we are remembering who we truly are. We are starting to see how this all works, kind of what the game is a little bit, to kind of know that we are the creators of our reality, to really watch our thoughts because they're manifesting instantly, to know when to not pay attention to something because it's so important to take your focus, put your focus only on what it is you do want, right? Because that is got so much power, and that is it takes, again, a little bit of practice because we're getting pulled back by so many ego distractions. Pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And it is like, this is what I do want. I've learned what I don't want, and I know what I do want. So again, it's an individual process. Big times, folks, big times. Hang on, stay with it, ask. If you're having trouble, please ask for guidance and assistance because it will be given to you. Again, you have to really tune in here. It works every single time, okay? So if you're struggling, ask for assistance, ask for help, ask for clarity. It's really powerful if you write it down, if you have a question or if you want something clarified, added or removed, to ask and put it into words. This is the power of our personal thoughts and our personal energies. So stay with it. It's a ride. There's no doubt about it. You're doing great. There is no perfect here. So congratulations. Stay on. Bye.